They didn't break me. They broke the version of me that was soft, that waited, that hoped. They shattered the one that bent to be loved, twisted to be accepted, smiled to survive. That one died quietly, face down, unheard, unnoticed. But what rose from that grave wasn't a ghost. It was something far more dangerous. I am not the aftermath. I am not the ruins. I am the rebirth. The calm that makes your skin crawl before the storm levels your kingdom. I carry no trace of the apology I once wore like skin. That skin was peeled off in silence, layer by layer, until there was nothing left but raw intent. There was a time I wanted to be chosen, to be seen, to be picked out of the noise and told I mattered. But now, I don't want to be chosen. I want to be unavoidable. I want to haunt the thoughts of those who buried me alive, thinking they could walk away clean. Let them see me in every reflection, hear my voice in every silence. Let them flinch when they feel power shift and realize it's me. I was never gone. I was becoming not what they needed, but what they feared. They wanted me pliable, predictable, playable. But you can't play with fire and then act surprised when it burns down your world. I gave them chances, grace, time. I gave them everything, and they gave me nothing. Not even the dignity of goodbye. Just turned backs, fake smiles, sharpened words. They made me feel small. But here's the truth. I was never small. I was simply surrounded by cowards, too afraid to face someone real. And now that I've stopped shrinking, the room feels tighter, doesn't it? They should be afraid. Not of what I'll do, but of what I've already done. Of the way I've rewritten the ending. Of the way I made their silence part of my symphony. They left me in the dark. I learned to see without light. They stripped me of everything. I built an empire with my bare hands. They erased me from the story. I became the ink, the pen, the page. And now I write in thunder, in reckoning. In crowns forged from everything they tried to kill in me. I walk without apology. I speak with precision. I move like prophecy. I am not back. I have arrived. I am not angry. Anger is temporary. I am inevitable. I don't want revenge. Revenge is reactive. I'm not reacting. I'm becoming the thing that cannot be stopped. The presence that cannot be denied. The reckoning that arrives too fast to pray through. They wanted silence. I gave them scripture. They wanted obedience. I gave them legend. They wanted ashes. I gave them fire that refused to die. Every scar is an oath now. Every wound a commandment. They thought they were done with me. But I was never theirs to finish. I decide when the story ends. And this is only the beginning. Let them watch. Let them tremble. Let them pretend it doesn't scare them when I enter a room and shift gravity itself. Let them call me ruthless. Let them spit my name with fear and fury. Let them gather in corners and whisper about who I've become, because I've stopped hiding, and now there is nowhere for them to run. I am not the same. I am not the one they forgot. I am the memory that comes back louder. I am the ending they can't escape. I am the hollow crown they tried to bury, filled now with fire and rising. They prayed I would stay gone, that I would sink so deep into the silence I'd forget how to scream, that I would grow tired of the fight, that I would accept the role they wrote for me. Quiet, broken, gone, but the grave they dug was shallow, and I was never meant to stay buried. They mistook my stillness for surrender, not realizing I was waiting for the perfect moment to rise, not to return as what they left behind, but as something forged from it. You see, pain is an architect, and mine built cathedrals, each betrayal a spire, each silence a stone. Every time they looked through me, I laid another brick. Every time they forgot me, I carved another name into the walls. Not theirs, mine. They will not be remembered here. This place I've built is not made of apologies. It's made of everything they tried to erase. I am not who I was when I begged, when I folded my edges to fit inside their comfort, when I traded pieces of myself for a seat at their crumbling table. That table is dust now. I burned it, and from its ashes I carved a throne, heavy, unshakable, mine. I don't want to be welcomed back. I want to be impossible to look away from. I don't need their hands reaching for me now. I needed them when I was bleeding, and they looked away. I needed them when I was on fire, and they fanned the flames. So no, I don't come with softness. I come with smoke in my lungs and steel in my spine. I come dressed in the silence they buried me in. Only now it wraps around me like armor. They called me dramatic, emotional, too intense, as if feeling deeply was something to be ashamed of, as if drowning in betrayal and learning how to breathe underwater was weakness. Weakness is lying to yourself to stay accepted. Strength is drowning and choosing to become the ocean. And I am the ocean now. You cannot contain me. You cannot predict me. You cannot silence me. They wonder why I speak like thunder now. Why I look them in the eye without blinking. Why the air shifts when I enter the room. It's because I remember. I remember who I was before I ever let them touch my worth. I remember what it felt like to stand tall without asking permission. I remember my own name before they tried to rename me with their cowardice, and I have returned to reclaim every inch of who I was, multiplied by the storm I've become. I am not healing, I am building, I am not forgiving, I am forging. Every time they shut a door, I broke through a wall. Every time they said I was too much, I became more. Louder, brighter, sharper. And now they want to soften the blow. Now they want to say they didn't mean it, that they were just afraid. Of course they were afraid, because I am what fear looks like when it survives. I am what the forgotten become when they stop waiting to be remembered. I am what happens when you starve a soul of love and it learns to feast on power. There is no space left in me for apology, only purpose, only presence, only the kind of fire that does not flicker. It devours. So let them whisper. Let them choke on the echoes of my name. Let them write new stories where they were always kind, always just, always right. I won't read them. I'm too busy writing reality in footsteps and flame. I will not return to explain myself. I will not sit down to make them comfortable. I will not smile to soothe their guilt. I did not survive to be digestible. I did not rise to be reasonable. I am not here to be liked. I am here to be felt, to be undeniable, to be the quake beneath the throne they thought would last forever, and now it's cracking. Because I am not a chapter, I am the rewrite. I am the flood that drowns every lie they told themselves. The final page, the ink they can't erase, the voice they'll never silence again. This is not my return, this is my reign. And I don't walk in crowned by your approval. I walk in crowned by every time I stood back up. Every time I screamed into the void and the void stepped aside. Every time I bled and healed without help. This crown is not gold, it's iron, it's fire, it's mine. And I wear it with pride. Let the world remember. I was not invited. I arrived, and I built this throne from everything you left behind. Try and stop me. Watch what happens when a storm sits on a throne.